Fantastic. So I'm joined by the lovely Gemma Godfrey here on Fintech Insider Interviews. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we've been looking forward to having you on the show for some time. You've been quite busy though recently. You did a little thing in the States, didn't you?
Little show, The Celebrity Apprentice, yes,
Yeah,
with
how
Arnold
was that?
Schwarzenegger. Yeah, it was great. It was great.
Is he like he seems?
Even better. I mean, charismatic. I mean, look, you don't dominate 4 industries without, knowing a little bit of something. Yes, it was bodybuilding. It was also Hollywood. Property. He is a property mogul.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and then the final one, the governor of California. Politics absolutely dominated it.
The guy's a heck of a talent. So definitely some interesting experiences. But you've also been busy in the background building Moola, I believe. Can you tell us what that is?
So Moola is an online investment service that is there to help everybody be able to put their money to work. So the need that we saw in the marketplace is just for something that is easy to use, simple to understand. I mean, we had somebody go through the service the other day in under 5 minutes. So it's really intuitive and it helps people put their money to work.
When you say go through the service, you mean register, start using the service from nothing to be on the platform. That's really cool. How do you do that? What's the secret sauce? How are you helping people really get on the platform?
What we want to do is we just want to break down the barriers. And funnily enough, in finance, there's quite a lot that's unnecessary, a lot of unnecessary jargon, a lot of unnecessary, papers, forms to fill out. So what we've done is we've automated it. Obviously, we still have a human customer service team if people want to speak to it, but we've tried to make it as intuitive as possible and help buttons every step of the way so that when someone comes on board, they can really understand why we're asking certain things, why we're doing certain things. Yeah. And I think that another really important part of this is we're growing a membership base rather than just trying to sell, rather than just trying to get people to invest. And ultimately, if people aren't ready, most people aren't, it takes them a few visits, that's absolutely fine. Join the membership group and we will help and hold people's hands, and we have a whole knowledge centre to educate them on the basics of finance.
So there's a lot of people that know they should be saving more, that feel like they just don't know where to put their money, and the bank accounts aren't offering great savings rates, so it probably makes more sense to spend it to them, and they just don't know how to put it away. So really that sort of guidance piece, there's a wonderful chap at Barclays called Paul Titterton, talks about what's the competitive advantage of a human, and it's really giving the empathy back into that process. So that's super interesting.
We actually had some research. We analysed 18 million online discussions about money, and half of them were asking for advice. Yeah. So some form of help, some form of guidance. And that's what's missing at the moment, is, as you said, that there's enough out there that if you know what you're looking for, you know what you want to buy, you can do it directly, and that's fine. And also, if you have enough money that you can get a really personalised service, you have hundreds of thousands of pounds, again, fantastic, there are places you could go to. But for the majority of the population stuck in that middle, we're there to help.
So it's like having a private banker, but for everybody, and using technology to kind of bring down the cost of that. So can you give me an example of who your customer is and what their life story is, what their journey is, and how they've found using your platform?
It's really interesting because obviously having those specific personas is so important, but what we found is we've got a breadth of people. The majority obviously are new to investing, so they absolutely recognise that leaving their money in a savings account is not going to keep up with the rising cost of living. They do want to do something about it. So that's kind of the novice section of our customer base. But you still have sophisticated people that actually what resonates with them is the fact that it's low cost, it's simple, it's easy, and it can be the boring, bog standard core bit of your money so that you can then do all the fun stuff around the edge as well. So it kind of resonates from all the strands of from an understanding perspective, and also all the whole wealth spectrum as well, because again, it can be something that you put a smaller amount of your money on.
So we're moving into a world of open banking. We're seeing the potential for APIs and open banking to really create a different marketplace. One, I want to get your thoughts on that space, and two, how does that potentially impact your business and change it?
I'm so excited about open banking because all it'll do is enable services to be more tailored and more intelligent. So the best thing, the way that I can see our business iterating is the more information we have on somebody because of the information in their bank account, the better we can allocate their money, so the better we can invest by knowing, well, actually, how much do you really have in cash? So actually, how much should you be putting to work? And also the great thing about, again, this is a service that you can do in America, is to identify how much extra money they don't usually use each month. And why aren't you sweeping that into your investments as well? So it makes sure that people are most efficiently and most effectively using what they've got.
That's really cool. I would love something doing that for me. Just look at my bank account for me and figure it out. I really like that. And so what do you see are the bigger trends coming towards people? What are people got to look forward to from fintech? Fintech's been around for 4 or 5 years now, and there's still a lot of key challenges out there. What do we need to do as an industry to help people get past that?
The key challenge that especially smaller companies have is to be able to find people, but the key challenges for large institutions is to find new services for their people. So actually what we're starting to see is this recognition that we need to work together and we need to collaborate, and that actually companies aren't so much in competition. There isn't this risk of smaller services coming along saying we're going to replace you. So what you've got is you've got the large corporates that have a wealth of data on their customers that they've gathered over decades. And then you have technology companies coming along saying we can use that data to actually analyze it and tell you more about your people. So it's just a marriage made in heaven. So you've got large corporates saying we've got people, we're looking for new services. You've got the startups saying well, we've got new services looking for people. And that is why we're going to start to see actually the industry accelerate more and more.
That's going to be really, really cool and exciting. So if people want to learn more about yourself and what you do at Moola, where do they go?
So Moola, the website is www.moo.la.
Fantastic. Gemma, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you.